Gee, who could that masked man be? I have no idea. Who could this sinister villain with big white spiky hair and he has evil robots? Who could it be? I don't know. Hey guys, this week I appear on the Retro Hangover podcast where I talk about the Mega Man Game Boy games. If you want to listen to the episode, either click the link in the description or go to retrohangover.com. Hello, hello, hello. I am the Gray Man, and we've reached the end of the road. We've reached the end of the NES Mega Mans. We got Mega Man 6. So, I have to confess, I was looking way more forward to talking about this game as opposed to Mega Man 5. Like, Mega Man 5, I just ran out of stuff to talk about. Can I get that damn start to go away? Okay, there we go. I don't know why it just lingers on the screen in the Legacy Collection. It's just like, hey, do you want to start? You should probably start if you want to start. Anyway, I've been looking more forward to this game than Mega Man 5. Like, Mega Man 5, I just ran out of stuff to talk about because that game was just so eh. But I was looking forward to talking about this one because this game has a really interesting history. Because technically, the reason that this game even got released in North America was thanks to a magazine contest. So what happened is typically in Japan, they have like contests in Famitsu Gaming Magazine, where fans can submit design ideas for Robot Masters. And as Mega Man got more and more popular, they would just have hundreds of thousands of designs. And all right, off to a bad start. I think Mega Man 5 in particular had something like 160,000 submissions for Robot Masters. But with this game, this was the first time that they had North American kids like submit designs. It was through Nintendo Power, and they said that 2 Robot Masters would be picked, one for America and one for and one for Canada. So they do the big contest, and I actually entered it. I didn't get included in the magazine or anything because they did this big publication of all the crazy ideas that a bunch of the kids had. And so you got Nightman, who was designed by a Canadian, and you had Windman, who was designed by an American kid. But so Mega Man 6 comes out in Japan, and the NES was reaching the end of its life cycle. Capcom wanted to focus on the Super Nintendo, and they weren't really sure if they wanted to go to the trouble of publishing Mega Man 6 stateside. And so what happened is that Nintendo, they wanted the contest winners to see like the fruit of their labors, right? They wanted to confirm that their Robot Masters were in the game, and so Nintendo fronted the cost for publishing and did it for Capcom. And so it's not in the Legacy Collection anymore, but in the original cartridge, this is the only Mega Man game that has the Nintendo logo beforehand because, Nintendo published it instead of Capcom. And so the only reason we got to see this game stateside is because of so they could show 2 kids like the contest that they won. So I don't know. I think that's kind of cool. And a lot of people like to say that this is the most the worst of the NES games, and it's the most uncreative. I heartily disagree. I think 5 quite firmly has that title because it has like little gameplay variances, and it has like little changes that they had versus 5, and I think they kind of paid off for the better. And not to mention, I like to think this has better Robot Masters, it has better sub-weapons. It's just a better game, And I'll point this out later. I feel like there are certain areas where the design and everything else was just really gorgeous. Like, one advantage this game had coming out at the end of the NES life cycle is that developers knew quite firmly the limitations of the NES and how it worked and how to make the best game, and I think arguably nobody knew that better than Capcom. So what we're kind of seeing right here, even if it's just kind of the 6th title, is just kind of them bringing their A game. Look at that animation. That animation is really good. The only downside, as far as I'm concerned, is that Rush takes the form of armor in this game, so I sadly can't do my stupid Rush joke. I'm a little sad about that. Can I just have like a little Rush riff, like start and then stop right here? Yeah, there we go. That's kind of what it sounds like. And yet, meanwhile... Sorry, I just burped into the microphone. Meanwhile, I'm fighting a Robot Master who... So, the plot of this one is that there was a World Robot Tournament, and a bunch of robots came together, and this mysterious man, Mr. X, decided to reprogram them and try to take over the world. Who is Mr. X? Who could he be? I have no idea. And so, all the robots are supposed to be representative of different countries. I like to call them the national stereotype robots. And so, as you saw, we fought Flame Man, who is supposed to be Indian. I think he was supposed to be a Sikh or something like that. But fans have basically felt that Blizzard Man is supposed to be Canadian because he's ice-themed. And, oh, fuck, I just missed that thing. Yeah, see, right there. Using the, this already encourages you to use the sub-weapons more than Mega Man 5 did, so you can kind of access new areas and get new items. So even just in this one instance, it's already improved on the last game. And not to mention, oh, this is a perfect example, I've got the power armor too, which lets me punch shit. So I can punch this block. And I can punch... Can I punch this guy? I don't think I've ever punched this. Well, I punched that guy. The only downslide is that you can't slide. Slide on the downside. Can I get through... Can I go through here? I cannot go through there. Also, we've got an octopus in the middle of an ice level. That is one thing where I think they kind of slacked a little bit, is they kind of just like threw in just certain enemies just willy-nilly wherever you want them. And by the way, okay, so Mr. X is clearly supposed to be Dr. Wily in disguise, but and some people cite that as an example of how lazy this game is. And I would argue that it's kind of entered a realm where it's just so lazy it 180s around to being hilarious. Like, oh fuck. It's a little difficult to explain, but just I don't know. Just there's something I like about just taking a certain idea and then just kind of like working through a limitation through sarcasm. And I kind of feel like Mega Man has done that a little bit more than we like to give it credit for. Like, I remember when Mega Man 9 came out, which I remind you was the first one that used the original graphics from the NES games. But what I thought was so hilarious about that is that in the opening cutscene, like, Mega Man says, haven't done this in a while. Like, it just... And then you have the whole ending with Dr. Wily where it shows how many times he's defeated him. Like, it took what could have... It took the uncreativeness and it kind of made it an asset. It made it, like, enjoyable. It made it kind of, like, fun. And I don't know, sometimes you kind of get a little bit of mileage out of kind of going like, hey, our product used to be bad, and now it's not bad anymore. Come check out how not bad our product is. It's like a few years ago when Domino's was kind of like, hey, our pizza doesn't... fuck! Our pizza doesn't suck anymore. Like, come check out how not sucky it is. And, then again, if you're eating Domino's pizza, I get the feeling you kind of know what you're getting yourself in for. Not to compare Mega Man to Domino's, but this is kind of tangential. But so I know in the world of just, like, Yelp, it's kind of just natural to give anything a Yelp review. But I always kind of raise an eyebrow a little bit anytime I see one for, like, a fast food chain, like a Domino's Pizza, or, like, a McDonald's especially. Like, every single... Because what is the point? Everybody knows, like, McDonald's or Domino's. They know their food. They know what it's like. They know what their restaurants or their service is like. Like, I'm almost tempted to just kind of write my own Yelp review where it's like, it's fucking McDonald's. What do you expect? Alright, oh, I'm down to my last life. I don't think I should die, but, Hey, what's going on? I'm Blizzard Man, eh? Just, gonna be rolling over to you, just see if I can fight you that way, you hoser. Oh, did you, you can't do the Rush joke anymore? Oh, that's too bad. I got to see them years ago in Toronto during the R40 concert. It was so cool that they brought back Jacob's Ladder. Like, that was a real highlight. Well, it looks like you're gonna kill me, so I'll see you later. Oh, and I had to mention this up top in the very first video. So I know I've been citing every composer for every Mega Man game through this, but I think we've got a special one today. So the composer for Mega Man 6 is Yuko Takehata, another awesome female composer. There was a surprising amount of female composers when I started doing this series. But I think Yuko in particular has the most diverse resume out of anybody that I've covered so far. Like, the games she's worked on are insane. So this is just a short list of games that Yuko Takehata has composed for. First of all, she worked on Mega Man 7 and Mega Man 10. And that sticks out to me because 7, I think, has one of the best soundtracks. She worked on Breath of Fire 2. Worked on Mega Man X. She wasn't the only composer on that, but she did work on Mega Man X. Worked on Marvel vs. Capcom, a bunch of the Puzzle Fighter games. And one of my particular favorites, she worked on the Aladdin Super Nintendo game. Which, actually did have an amazing soundtrack, even when it just wasn't replicating music from the movie. Actually, here, I'm going to put up a little snippet of the Cave of Wonders right here, because I think that is probably one of the best. Yeah, that's the good stuff, isn't it? And by the way, it's I'm recording this just a week or two after they released the trailer for the live-action Aladdin movie, the one that has Will Smith playing the genie. And I just look at it, and I think they're going to be sprucing up the special effects some before it finally comes out. But, like, it literally just looks like they pasted Will Smith's face on top of a genie body. Like, it looks so bad. And I'm firmly in the camp that does not like the Disney live-action remakes. I think they're unnecessary, and I think they're kind of, Hey, do you have anything useful? Oh, you do this time! Okay. You're good with me, Eddie. I just think they're kind of, insulting to all of the hard work that the animators on the original films did. Like, you know, like all of a sudden, you know, just... Oh, shit. Fucking rewind button. Like what? All of a sudden, we're justified in liking Aladdin now because it actually has, like, physical actors and physical sets? Like, screw you. Like, you know, it's part of just, like, that bigger thing where, you know, just people have just like to denigrate animation so much in the larger consciousness, pretending it's like a lesser art form or it's only meant for children. And that's especially fucked up coming from the biggest animation studio in the Western world. Like, you'd think they, of all people, would kind of have a little bit more care for it. And one thing I've seen people kind of talk about, and I don't know if this is true or not, but they say a big reason that they're remaking a ton of these movies, not just Disney films. Get away from me, you monkey! Quit monkeying around! Like, you know, it seems like they're remaking a different film like every couple of months. But they say one big reason is that they're trying to have something new that will appeal to the foreign market, particularly China, because when it comes to overseas grosses, like China is just like the biggest one at this point. I don't know how true that is, but there's a part of me that just kind of goes, in the case of all of these remakes, and especially for, you know, the foreign box office, it's like, why not just do a big anniversary re-release? Like, you can do that in the foreign market just as easily as you can do that anywhere, and all you would have to pay for is marketing costs. Like, you wouldn't have to go to all the trouble of just, like, producing a new film. I don't know. There's a bunch of... I'm sure there's a bunch of nuance, and there's a bunch of other stuff about it that I'm just kind of missing or not aware of. And I probably wouldn't be so troubled about it if the films themselves were actually better. And I don't think any of the live-action Disney films are better than the animated originals. Also, I gotta talk about this. So technically, since Dr. Wily reprogrammed these robots, these are not his. These are just robots he stole and repurposed. So I can't put Plant Man on him. However, there is a robot designer somewhere in the Mega Man universe who, in their infinite wisdom, decided, hey, I'm gonna design my own killer robot, and I'm literally gonna base him off a flower. He is a flower, and he is shooting flowers at me. Like, and Wily's done some weird shit. Normally I would put this on him, but it's just like, no. There was some other cat who was just as weird as Wily. Decided, I'm going with fucking Plant Man. But I'm going to call this episode here, so thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we're going to do this thing. See you in the next episode.